I'm lifting it up, I use both my inside finger and my left thumb grabbing the clay. My right thumb is kind of supporting it to get stabilized and move it up. Cut it off the hump. I like to measure it, see, so that I know where my lid width will be. I'm using a cotton wire to cut it off. The 90 degrees here to push down from here. And you want to taper a little bit so that this part is a little bit smaller than the bottom part. It's easier for your lid to sit by size. And then you just cut it off. So this is the lid. Dig a hole here. You lift it up. I keep it a little bit narrow on the bottom part. When you narrow it down, the top will become a little bit too thick, so you can get a popsicle stick to thin it down. maybe not so long, so I'm going to cut it a little bit here. So basically it's throwing a little bottle shape here, like bottle. The spout, I like to have a little bit of a curve, not so straight like this. So I'm gonna bend it so that the spout has a little curve. So when you pour the water, it's much smoother for the water to flow out, and also to prevent the water from dripping from the tip of the spout. So I'm going to bend it, but before I do that, I usually get a torch or heat gun to dry the surface a little bit so that it's not so soft and not so sticky. Drying the surface so that it's not so shiny, but still workable, still soft enough for you to bend it. You don't want to over dry it. So now I'm going to cut it off from the wheel. Okay, so this is the spout, and usually I'm doing, when it's still wet, I'm bending it. So I'm going to bend it a little bit here. Draw a line to tell that that's gonna be the middle part. So I'm cutting it a little bit here. I'm kind of use one of my fingers reaches inside and kind of bend this part so that the whole curve follow through. Looks much nicer. And I'm going to bend it a little bit more here. So now you can see that the spout of this teapot is a little bit more curved here. So when you pour, it's the water is not going to climb up here from here and then drip. That's what I meant of making a curve, not instead of a straight spout here. So this is the teapot I made yesterday. Today is already leather hard, so I'm going to trim it. You can see that this lid is a little bit bigger than the body, and I will trim it later on so that they will fit perfectly. This is the spout I made. I will trim it and so that to show you how I attach the spout, and then I will put a handle here, so it's gonna be a bamboo here to hold it. So a little bit of water here. lid of the teapot. Trim the teapot body. So now I'm going to trim the rim here so that it's going to fit my lid here. The lid is a little bit big, so I'm going to trim a little bit here. Put my lid here to see how much room I can go. Okay, it's fitting very well. To figure out how I'm going to cut it, usually I put my spout on the back of my teapot body so that I can have a contour see which spot I'm going to cut it. I can draw a line from there. And also I like to find out the center line here, so I could cut it so that it's symmetrical. So this is probably the line, roughly line here. I'm going to cut it. I have to decide the height of the spout. Now I'm going to make a mark so I know where I'm going to drill holes for the spout to attach. So make a little mark here on the other side so that I know that's the right height. So now this is the mark I make, and I need to drill little holes for the filter for the tea leaves. Use needle tool to score the spout and slip. Here's the spout. I would dip it in the water for this point that where I'm going to joint to soften a little bit. And then I just add slip to it. And now I try to find the two marks that I marked it before. Apply a little bit pressure to the spout. I would use a brush to brush a little bit of water here, right at the joint. Okay, now you're going to blend the spout, the clay from the spout to your body. I'm using this one. It's a plastic knife. I just use the sandpaper to sand it down so that this part is quite smooth. And I'm using this one to the spout to the body. Then push. You want to use a brush to just brush a little bit here. The spout is attached to the body, and I would cut off so that it's not a circle here. It looks a little bit more beautiful. So I'm going to cut okay. I'm going to use a sponge to smooth a little bit here. One thing I like to let you know, as you can see here, for the spout, after fire, because since you are throwing your spout on the wheel, after fire it's going to twist clockwise. So when you cut in it, you have to cut it a little bit slanted. I would say about 10 degrees. So it means this point on the left, on my left, is higher than this point. It's about 10 degrees higher. So after fire, it will twist back. So it will be perfect. If you don't do it, it will look not straight. But for a very good teapot, has to be the teapot has to pour very smoothly. The lid has to fit very tight. Small hole here. So this is the teapot. I'm gonna make a little handle here so that I can have my bamboo to hang it. So now I'm going to attach this to a little handle here. So try to find a little bit, maybe 10-15 minutes, so that this part will, the water will absorb by the body. That way the dryness will be even, and when you attach, you won't break from your joint. So I will let it sit. These two little handles, they are the same dryness. Before I pick it up and score it, I would make a mark so that I know where the handle should go. Okay, so this is the spot I'm going to attach. apply a little bit pressure on the joint. Because it's not going to be a lot of force and stress here, so I would like to reinforce these two little handles. I get a brush and brush a little coil. And I'm attach a little coil to the joint. Just a little bit of water here. We will throw in teapot with a bamboo handle.